Live from the Export Beer Garden studios, this is the feature-length agenda for the 27th of November.
The Agenda, an alternative commentary collective podcast.
G'day there, welcome along to the feature-length Monday agenda with myself, G Lane, Manaia Stewart and Matt Heath. Not a lot going on.
Not sporting-wise.
No.
Well, not international sporting-wise, but, you know, locally, as we're going to get into in this podcast, there's actually quite a bit going on at the moment.
Well, there's a bit coming up too.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot going on socially. Like Christmas party season is in full swing.
Yes, it is.
And I am already on the back foot after last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting, that was almost probably what we needed though, because I think traditionally here at the ACC, we like to get started on the back foot.
Yep.
So we go on a tour or something, or maybe we've got an important date or an important commentary gig.
Yep.
I'll use the Black Clash as a prime example.
Yeah.
And we tend to go there and get obliterated the night before and just on the back foot for the entire time. So I feel like we're on the back foot for Christmas already.
I feel like I do my best work off the back foot, though. Anyway, that's sort of where I live, deep in the crease.
Yeah.
And I think what it is that it just puts you into fight or flight to where you can't overthink anything. You can't think about anything other than I've just got to get through work today.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about this, in countries that drink really hard are often quite successful, and I was wondering if drinking's the great leveler. Like I think if people do too much. If you're getting up, you kind of see these people in your life that stop drinking and then they start to cause problems in their life. Once they've fixed everything in their house, and then they start like taking people on holidays they don't want to go to, and then they start organising too many events.
And they have multiple families. They start cheating.
That's right. They start cheating.
Yeah,
because they can run too much. I think it's good to be on the back foot because it just humbles you a little bit, because you're just mucking through, and I think it's dangerous to operate at full potential.
Yeah. It's when I stop drinking that you need to start worrying about me cheating, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, we in the weekend we went out to
holes in my theory.
Matt, we went to Pukekohe in the weekend. Manaia and I. We went out to the races.
Yeah. You guys have always been big on the motorsport.
The Pukekohe Race Park Raceway, which is more a horse racing facility than a car racing facility now. But on the way back, we were in Puke and we stopped. We filled up with gas, grabbed some food. Manaia grabbed a sixer for the road, and we headed back towards Auckland. But as we left Pukekohe, is it Parata? Is it Parata? Parata Rise.
You'll hear the ads. They're trying to sell you retirement villages.
Went past, and I was driving, and I only caught a crowd in a dusty field out of the corner of my eye.
Well, why you caught that was because on the way in you were trying to point out a sign you'd seen that was one of the worst real estate ads that you've ever seen, and you've seen some shockers in your time for real estate ads. This was a man in a full suit standing on a stand-up paddleboard. This was his advert for his real estate agency, and Lane was like, "You guys have to see this."
Yeah, this guy's a fucking asshole.
While we're looking for it, we're looking at the left. Oh, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Then this clearing appears, and in the middle of the clearing, I see 4 men standing in a full WWE ring, chairs in the middle of it, and as we come past, one of the guys just obliterates the other guy with a chair. There's about 20 people sitting around in this paddock around this wrestling ring.
Wow.
Just outdoors.
How good.
On the outskirts of Pukekohe on a Saturday afternoon.
Outdoor wrestling.
Yeah. 4 guys inside the ring, full WWE setup.
How many people in the crowd?
Probably somewhere between 20 and 50. No, 20 and 40.
Oh, yeah, that's something.
It's something. It was enough. We should have turned around in hindsight.
We should have, but we were so gassed from the 2 previous days' headiness that we just wanted to get home. And after being just accosted at the Pukekohe.
We'll get into that. But I think what I wanted to know, I want to conduct a little research into how big is the amateur wrestling circuit here in New Zealand, because I'd never seen anything like it. You see them on like YouTube, you'll watch it, someone will go like to Alabama or something and these guys are doing their version of WWE. I did not know that we did it here in New Zealand.
Yeah, I went to a community hall, I think it was in Onehunga for one, not so, like about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is good. They invited me along. And they went freaking hard. So I reckon there was 100 people at this community thing. But they were like full razor cutting themselves, how they do the razors and then they ice it. And then so you start bleeding in the ring, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they were doing full blood and like extreme, ECW wrestling. I was like, holy shit. So these guys are into it. It's not money. It's because they're freaking into it.
Well, it doesn't sound like they're doing overly well because they can't get an indoor venue.
No. What was their rain contingency? Is what I'd like to know.
Totally. But it was a proper ring, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was full noise. The turnbuckles, the ropes, the whole shebang. And what I saw briefly was there was like 4 chairs in the ring. There were at least 4 guys in the ring as well. So it was some sort of
4 guys in the ring.
Yeah, tra-la-la-la-la. They looked like the sugar in a bun. But I just wanted to know, so someone get in touch, DM us, get on the old talkback function on iHeartRadio, send us a message. We'd love to come out and check out like the amateur wrestling scene around New Zealand.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Lane said he'd chuck the lycra on and have a crack.
Yeah, I'll have a hoon.
You'd definitely be a heel. Yeah, no way you're going to be a baby face.
From the get-go too. There'd be no heel turn. It'd just be from the start.
All right, let's get into it. Touched on the races. We were out there. Tell you what, nothing attracts drunk wounders like a video camera.
Yep.
We were out there doing some filming. It'll be, hopefully you'll never see the light of day. It's filming. But as soon as you pick a camera up and you're trying to deliver a line to the camera, you just get completely wounded. And one in particular, we wanted to get a shot of me talking down the camera and then throwing to the horses as they come down the home straight.
It was the last shot we needed and we could go home.
We could go home. And, you know, obviously there's a race every 20 minutes. You got to wait for and then you got to wait for them to come around. Okay, let's do it. Okay, good. And he goes, welcome to the races and welcome to... And I just got draped around me by this drunk girl. It's like, ah! I was over it by then. And I just went, oh, you fuck off. And it's going to make one of the greatest B-rolls.
Yeah.
So that'll be out soon. But
the blooper reel.
It cost us another half an hour of us having to stand around for another race.
Yeah.
You could have got some, if you'd been able to leave, you could have got some wrestling on, couldn't you?
Totally.
Yeah.
We would have been in such a rush to go home.
Yeah. Well, on top of that, between the gang funeral and the 2 crashes on the motorway, it took us 2 hours to get out to the Pukekohe races.
Oh.
As Lane mentioned, we're heavily on the back foot. And neither of us could get through our lines because we set up where we thought was private and some old geezer stood there and just filmed us on his phone and just like basically looked like he went live on Instagram.
Yeah.
And was showing all of his followers these Muppets that were trying to film something. I don't know. It's just there's something about, like you said, a camera and a microphone that turns a particular type of person into an absolute mutant. There were like 3 or 4 of them, so we couldn't get through any of it. I think that, unfortunately for the filming that we were trying to do, the blooper reel is going to be so much better.
So much better because every time we've tried, someone just comes from behind and drapes themselves. I got a hot tip for you.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
And a bit of inspired betting on my behalf as well.
Oh, yes. I mentioned that this morning.
Yeah. This is something that you might not be aware about me, but I'm a big vibe punter. I'm not much of a numbers guy. And I saw a guy wander out onto the track.
Number 15.
Number 15, Gwen's daughter. And he had a look on his face that I've only seen a few times before, and it was the same look that a full share boner has when he's walking into the lamb cuts department at the freezing works. It's a guy checking in for work, and the rest of them were like nervous, excited.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
He just didn't give a shit. He was just adjusting his goggles, and when he got onto the track, sprinted, just shot out towards the starting line, and I was like, that is the look of a man who's about to win a horse race. And so I put $10 on it. It was paying $110, and that's
not bad.
So I bought that wee 6er on the way home. But yeah, punting at the track is the way to go. It's a very different thing.
Yeah, but also,
so no motorsports out there at all anymore?
Nah, the track's covered up by tents and all sorts.
Right.
I mean, I think there might be some weekend warrior stuff.
That'd be an interesting thing if you had both, like simultaneous horse racing and motor racing. Because remember we tried to start Super Weekend a few years ago.
Yes.
Garen, too big to fail. Where you just have find a venue and just put every sport in there at once and try and make sure you pack it out.
Yeah,
just get as many codes going as you can.
Too big to fail.
Yeah, so
America's Cup. You got your All Blacks. You got your Warriors.
Crusty Demons.
You got your Crusty Demons. You got your Beer Fest. You got your Auckland Cup Day.
You got a marathon coming into the stadium. At the end of a marathon.
You got the V8s.
It's too big to fail.
A fishing comp.
It's like the last roll of the dice from the Auckland City Council to try and make some money back. They just everything's in there. You got those airplane races that you can see sometimes. Yep. That's above the
Travis Pastrana comes shooting over Team New Zealand.
You buy Warbirds over Wanaka. It's just super weekend.
Anyway, that horse was paying $10. That boy, wasn't it?
$11.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was inspired punting, and we had a few punters around us who were both happy and pissed off that you'd won.
You can twist your brain into a pretzel. People outsmart themselves at the racetrack. Oh, no, I've heard this, I've heard that. Nah, it's all off vibe. Just have a look at the guy who's riding it, have a look at how it's looking. And
The jockey's name, it was Swami or something. He was Indian bloke.
Guruswamy,
He was focused.
Oh,
he was focused.
He was focused in a way that it was like, all right, I'll come out, I'll win this one, I'll get back, I'll eat a banana, I'll come back, I'll get another one in 4, I'll probably come second in that one, then I'll win the last one. That was the look that was going through his brain. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm out here in the race, or it wasn't like overexcitement or anything. It was just a bloke doing his 9 to 5.
Yeah, it was one of the great punts.
Yeah.
Hey, cricket, move on quickly. Indian fans are still pretty pissed about losing the Cricket World Cup final. Apparently, Travis Head is still going. They now want to watch sports where the Aussies suck, like rugby. Plus, there are claims that Mitch Marsh is to get a life ban for putting his feet on the World Cup. Former West Indian all-rounder Marlon Samuels, who's a bit of a penis, has been banned from all cricket for 6 years for breaching 4 counts of the ICC's anti-corruption code while playing in a limited overs competition in the UAE.
That's where it'll happen.
Yeah.
That is where it'll happen in the UAE.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was this out of some Reddit feed, but an Indian fan saying, so I'm from India and want to get into rugby, especially after our Cricket World Cup loss. So I would like to know, where do I start from, and are the rules easy enough to pick up while watching a match?
Or what, rugby union?
Yeah.
You have to be born in a country that plays rugby union and watch it your whole life before you've got any idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't think you can come in late on this one.
Nah.
Thankfully for them, they have a neighbour who has rugby as one of their primary sports.
Sri Lanka.
In Sri Lanka. Unfortunately for them, that means having to watch Sri Lanka, and they also suck and probably will not be beating Australia anytime soon.
Yeah.
What about kabaddi? What if you give them a ball? In kabaddi. If you gave them a ball in kabaddi, and you've got to get that ball over the line, because in kabaddi, you've got to touch the line, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
While holding
Is
hands.
it a problem for rugby union that when someone says, is it easy to pick up, where everyone laughs?
Yeah.
Like that's a problem. I don't
That's a
think you would
huge
necessarily have said that back in, like the heyday of Super Rugby. We would have all gone, oh, yeah. You'll freaking love it. Just tune in. It'll be amazing.
Super 12.
Super 12, yeah.
I understood Super 12.
Yeah, Super 12. Everyone understood Super 12.
Whatever we got going on now, I got no idea.
Whatever happened, Carlos Spencer was involved, was on the front page of the newspaper every week.
Yeah. But now, you wouldn't make... I mean, Bowden Barrett would have to... What would he have to do to make the front page now? Something off-field, for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Father a child with Scott Barrett. I'd put that on the front page.
That'll breed out the hair issue, wouldn't it? So another cricket news. New Zealand are playing a test match against Bangladesh.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Tuesday. Live and free, I gather, on YouTube. I don't think it's a YouTube subscription, is it?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's just free on YouTube, which is relatively humiliating that no one's picked them up.
We're not commentating it, but I don't know if it's humiliating for them or if it's a good thing. Like, maybe it might work. Maybe more people are going to watch it.
Yeah.
I think these...
What time of night are we talking about?
4:30 is the first ball.
4:30 in the afternoon. That's good timing.
That's a great time,
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
If it's free cricket,
Yeah.
just put it on and at work.
Yeah.
That's
That's one session. 2 sessions. You can watch 2 sessions. And three is up till midnight. So
To be honest, like on your commute, if you were going to watch a sport in rush hour traffic, cricket would be the one to watch.
You can certainly look away and check the traffic when you're driving every now and then.
Easily.
But first sessions are great. So that's a good option, isn't it? What do you just search up? Bangladesh Black Caps Punisher.
So.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Low wattage Punisher.
This is one of those series where we're like, you know what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on? How do you watch it? I don't know. Like,
I find it really confusing when I go to a cricket schedule now, because it's like between the women's cricket and the men's cricket, it's like they try and pretend. You know, I'm a Black Caps fan.
Yeah.
I'm a supporter of women's cricket. Go for it. But I've been following the Black Caps for a long time, so I'm interested to know when they're playing. But I feel like it's really hard to work out looking at a schedule now. Could we have the men's ones be blue and the women's ones be pink?
I was just going to say,
schedule.
Chuck the hot take balaclava on.
oh yeah, speaking of the hot take balaclava,
I want to support all of it, but I also want to know the team that I specifically support is playing.
Yeah.
Not the one that I'm happy for, and will do everything I can to help them flourish.
Well,
the one that I actually mean to be watching.
you can go on to if you go to the Black Caps website, you can actually filter.
Can you?
You just go to Black Caps, and they've got White Ferns, and then they've got
Trap.
regional.
There was a whole trap to set you up. Are you filtering women out of cricket?
No, I'm just saying you can if you want to.
Well, how do you know? Sounds like you're looking to do it.
You just mentioned it.
And you want to put pink, make the cricket girls wear pink, boys wear blue.
We need another hot take balaclava.
Where's the hot take balaclava when we need it? Hey, other rumour I heard is New Zealand playing a 4-test series against Australia in 3 years' time.
Career ender.
What's that?
Well, like those long test series in Australia, someone invariably gives up. They just get sick of cricket because it's too horrible. Start off in Perth and get absolutely smoked.
Who
and
cares though?
Spend 3 days in the field and then you come back and then two of our bowlers get injured.
In 3 years' time, though, we'll have Ravishing Rick Ravindra. He'll be in his prime form.
40s by then.
Yeah. So 3 years' time. Yeah, 4 test series in Australia.
Do they normally book things this far out?
No, but apparently...
It's the 150th anniversary or something.
Yeah, allegedly what's going on is they had Bangladesh touring near the same time, but Australia have gone, let's just reschedule that for October. So they'll play Bangladesh in October in Australia up in the Northern Territory somewhere. Then they'll play us 4 times, and then they play a one-off test against England in Australia to celebrate the 150th anniversary of God knows what.
All in 3 years' time. There's a good point you raised about people like that being the end of people's careers. Who was the batsman? Forget the gentleman's name. He was an opening batsman for us, and Mitchell Starc was chirping him and saying, if you get bowled out here...
Jeet Raval.
Jeet Raval.
Yeah.
And Starc was going, if you get bowled out here, that's the end of your career. Like, they'll never pick you again, and you won't play first-grade cricket ever again if I bowl you out in the next over. Do you know that? And then he bowled him out, and Jeet Raval was never picked for the Black Caps again.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the harshest sledges because it wasn't like witty and so it was just
A real home truth.
a real home truth. Like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you don't get to play anymore if I bowl you out.
Bless him, whoever he was, but he never filled you full of confidence when he was opening the batting, did he?
No, he didn't.
He didn't. What he didn't do was put away the bad balls.
No.
He did score a couple of test centuries, though, in New Zealand against the likes of Bangladesh and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, he's got a couple of test centuries. It's just, who would
I'm
want
not-
to tour Australia?
I'm not nickel and diming him.
No.
He's obviously infinitely better at cricket than me.
He's closer to Tendulkar than you are to him.
Yeah, that's right.
But I couldn't imagine. I would have retired even if they didn't drop me after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some good news.
What an arsehole comment from Bill Ralston, though. You've got like this.
Classic Ralston, though, isn't it?
Ralston, what a terrible. He's a piece of shit.
Let's hope that includes a Boxing Day test, though. Because that would be good to revisit that again, that Boxing Day. I think we got shortchanged in the last one.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's move on. Rugby League. Michael Maguire steps down as Kiwis coach because New Zealand Rugby League
Can't get out of their own way. They basically, so the rumour's swirling that he is going to be appointed as the next New South Wales coach for State of Origin, and New Zealand Rugby have said, well, it's either or, you can't do both.
What?
Yeah. Why? I don't understand they said it's
Baz McCullum can coach the English Test team, and he only needs to turn up about 15 minutes before the first delivery.
Yeah. I don't understand. They said that it's a conflict of interest, but it can't be because you're not eligible for both New South Wales and New Zealand. So how could it be a conflict of interest?
Also, go over to New South Wales, go into State of Origin and suck all the IP you can out of those players and out of that competition and bring it back to the Kiwis.
So do they really think that he'll be trying to throw games in favour of New South Wales over New Zealand?
I don't know. I know that rugby union is this way. It's such a dick swinging contest behind doors that they're like, well, if we're not the priority, then you can fuck off. If you're not all in, then you're all out. And it's like, no, that's not how it works.
It'd be like, okay. All right, then.
New Zealand, the Kiwis played, I think, like 3 tests over like a 4-year period during COVID.
It's not a demanding schedule,
it's not a full-time job. You can still hit the golf course on Saturdays.
Yeah, and famously, seeing as we, had that fantastic victory against Australia.
Yeah.
Talking to the players throughout, they were like going, the first game we were just sort of getting to know each other. The second game, we're starting to get some combinations going, feeling pretty good. And then we beat, eventually smashed Australia and it was an epic game. So it's like, it doesn't look like you're having to do a long lead up.
No.
If the team don't even get together for you to have a practice, for you to be really coaching anything.
And they said the only thing that they chalked up that blowout to was, we had a bit of consistency. The team had stayed the same. We felt really comfortable with each other. Like, okay, sweet, we'll fuck the coach off and then see what that does for us.
And so Stacey Jones, is he the caretaker coach at the moment?
I feel like Stacey Jones is being accidentally promoted left, right and centre. I don't think he wants to do any of this stuff.
He's like,
a couple of years ago he had to coach the team for like half a season when we sacked the coach. It's like, Stacey, you're up. He's like,
Yeah, he's like, turn the lights out when you leave, Stacey, kind of situation.
Like, has Stacey Jones not done enough for us that we need to keep piling shit on him? Like, every time something happens in rugby league, like, Stacey, bail us out.
Yeah, and all those short-term loans he's handing out as well. He's doing a lot of good stuff.
We don't talk about that anymore.
Oh, don't we?
No.
Okay.
So, I don't know what's going to happen with that one, but I just think New Zealand Rugby League can't get out of their own way.
And rumours around Kurt Capewell.
Yes.
Mincing around.
Yeah.
Who is that?
So Kurt Capewell, he played for the Panthers a couple of years ago. He played for the Broncos last year, so high calibre teams. He's a State of Origin player as well.
Yeah.
And he was seen down at the Viaduct hanging out with Cameron George and the who's who of the
bit of wining and dining. We're like at
Warriors
Soul
for us.
Bar probably or something.
Yeah, maybe one of those.
Why'd they take him there?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought they were trying to...
Should have taken him to Holy Moly.
They should have taken him to the Hangar Bar out in West Auckland or something a bit more grassroots to show him what he's really signing himself up for. But that'll be a huge get, especially with Josh Curran out for the Warriors as well. So see how we go.
A Dulux Tradies 11 event. This has become one of the events of the year, the Dulux Tradies 11, where basically the ACC get together. The Dulux Tradies, they get together. I think they're forming 3 teams this year.
Wow.
To play, and we're going back to the Bay Oval, playing under lights at the Bay Oval. After 4 years of us being humiliated, we're yet to win a match.
Yeah, win-loss.
We remain defeated.
Hang on. Didn't we beat the Movember team where we posted a score of about 160 for 14 wickets?
There's a big asterisk.
Yeah, there's a big
beside it.
asterisk on
We
that
just
one.
kept sending batsmen out, even though after we... How many, what was it?
I think 16 wickets.
16
we lost
wickets,
all
yeah.
up.
Well, the thing is,
wickets.
look, Movember's a great charity, and they showed us charity that day by letting us get 16 wickets.
And to be fair to the ACC 11, there was no one said in the rules specifically for that tournament that you couldn't just keep sending batsmen out until the 20 overs were
That was
over.
our argument, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we strangled them, and they
Yeah.
couldn't get it off the block. I mean, we bowled sensationally.
Yeah.
We
And-
batted terribly.
Arguably the world's longest tail as well, because we only batted to about 3.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Diane would better twice.
So did Kieran Reid.
Yeah, Karen Reid
And
better
so
twice.
did James Marshall.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was a bit of a shocker. Anyway, we need your help. It's an epic 2-day event. We fly you to Tauranga. We put you up. We feed you and water you, and you play for the ACC team. So it'd be helpful if you could. We really need wicket keepers. So we struggle wicket keeping front, and we struggle on the batting front. So
Bowlers as
and
well.
Bowlers too.
Bowlers
And if you can field as well and
be
catch,
handy.
that would help.
Would it kill you?
So text Dulux, so 32336. Just fill out the form. We do need you. God help it. We do need you. TAB good punt this week. You've chucked it on the cricket, Manaia.
Have I?
Yeah, you chucked it on the cricket. I think first innings. Devon,
No, sorry. I thought I was still thinking about my win on the weekend. Yeah. Devon Conway and Kane Williamson to each score a 50 piece. That's paying $4.50. Bangladesh versus New Zealand. Easy viewing time of 4:30, as we've said. But again, don't forget, we have said that before, and it's actually turned out to be 4:30 in the morning. So I'd encourage you to do your own research on the starting
is it
time.
4:30 in the morning?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying that is. We've done that before. We're all week. We've been like, this is great. It starts at 3 in the afternoon. Beauty starts at 3 in the morning. I don't know. Do your own research on that. What I will tell you is Devon Conway and Kane Williamson each to score a 50. I will double check that tomorrow afternoon when they show up to the ground, because as we know, big vibe punter. I'll get the look on their face, see if they're looking to check in for a shift.
Yeah.
Well, the most famous one that was with the dead shark eyes and Guppy back in the day, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
He'd get this certain look in his eyes where
Yeah.
kind of evil.
Yeah.
Like he could kill you and he didn't give a fuck. He was dead.
Yes.
It was the dead shark eyes, and then you knew he was going to go.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll see if either of them have that. The thing about Kane Williamson is he always looks the same. He's very consistent.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
you're never going to know. But the thing about that is he's consistently scoring runs. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Sweet. Wide on for the week. Anything give you a particular wide on in the sporting world, Matt Heath?
Well, I enjoyed rolling my ankle yesterday while preparing for the redemption run that we were going to do tomorrow. And that's in the sporting world, is it?
What was the redemption run?
The redemption run 3 years ago, me, G Lane, Joseph Jury, and Scotty J. Stevenson went to Queenstown to run
Oh, that's
in the
right.
Queenstown Marathon.
And did any of you die during the race?
Well, death circled that race. Joe Jury nearly died, and I harbour a lot of guilt for my treatment of Joe Jury at that point. I was too intent on getting some cigs and some beers to hand to Scotty J. Stevenson as he came over the line for his marathon, so he could go over the line with a cig in his hand and a beer.
He had a knife party.
To not notice that Joe had died behind me and was been rushed off to hospital after being behind me going, go, Matty, you can do it, Matty, and really motivating me as I was getting increasingly tired. And then he went down. I didn't even notice it.
He got resuscitated though.
Then we finished the race, and Mike Lane has got 2 of the biggest black eyes you've ever seen. He gets that investigator, turns out he has cancer in the forehead, and that's when we found out that he was going into it. And then, of course, Scotty had a challenging a couple of years after that as well. So the redemption run was like, it was the start of some pretty dramatic stuff in all of our lives, except for mine after that. And yet, and it's the subject of a book that I've written that's coming out next year. And so what
percentage of the proceeds do these guys who've had such hard lives in the last 2 years?
Well, because I've broken my foot, they're getting the percentage of me taking them out for lunch tomorrow instead of doing the big redemption run tomorrow.
Run together tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think we're more a lunch group anyway.
Yeah, more of a lunch group these days.
Ever since
well,
that.
the thing is, the last time we were about to do it, he blew his hammy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that was the day before. It's like the universe is telling us something.
Yeah.
We were going to be hit by a bus on this run or something. Because he's blowing a hammy, so we couldn't do it. He was out for months and months and months. Then I've just broken my foot yesterday in advance of this run.
Jeez, it really just shows what a state of disrepair we're all in, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's the problem. The training run. I just wanted to put some decent numbers on my training run, so I wasn't so scared to face you guys. So yesterday I went hard, and hard in a way that was nowhere near my top speeds in the past.
Yeah.
When I was running, sub 5s, and then just fucking rolled an ankle because I was basically I was running backwards by the end of it. I was in a tumble dryer, so my legs were all over the place. It was bad. If there was a pothole within a kilometre of me, I was going to stand in it.
Like a frog in a blender.
It was everywhere.
The tumbleweed.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Okay, any white on for the week for you, Manaia Stewart?
Race 7, Pukekohe, Gwen's daughter.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. That was a great vibe punt. It's like you had a hunch.
I said
had
to
a
you,
hunch.
I even had to load my account up, my TAB account, to get on it. And I said to you, I've never been more certain of anything that man is in a mood to win a horse race, and that's exactly what he did. So, race 7 Pukekohe this weekend.
Okay, I agree with you then. Attendance required this week. We'll get into it during the plays of the week, but get on to Twilight Bowls on a Wednesday on Sky Sport 1. They replay it as well, but we'll explain a little bit more in the plays of the week. But attendance required this week. Definitely Twilight Bowls. If not, the Black Caps on YouTube. Now, before we get into the plays of the week, the G9 is coming to Eden Park. ACC presents the G9. What is it? Basically, it's a 9-hole golf course around Eden Park. So you tee off from the stands onto the field. They've got 8 greens on the field, and then they've got 1 in the changing sheds, the All Black changing sheds. We're in the changing sheds for the longest putt. We've got Leader NZ, home of lasagna, Toppa there. Giving you some Southern Fried Chicken toppers on your way through. If you want to book, text HOLE to 3236 to book your tickets. You book in teams of 6. You go around. It's actually one of the more unique golf experiences you'll come across. So if you're around the Auckland region and want to smash some golf balls into Eden Park, you can actually unload and put them into some corporate boxes.
Have you ever been down the Wheeze and text anyone HOLE with a question mark? HOLE?
No, you?
No, I wouldn't.
Great opportunity to do it.
Yeah,
this is a free hit here.
It's quite a power play, isn't it? HOLE. I wouldn't. But would you put the question mark or just put HOLE?
A hole.
A question mark. It dampers it a little bit.
Does it?
It's not. It turns from a demand to a request.
What about a smiley face?
Yeah. Winky face.
Winky face?
Oh.
The 3236.
Yeah, like, are you offering your hole?
You requested
If you ever get a text from me, Manaia, in the middle of the night, hole, question mark, I'm offering.
Oh, you're offering? Okay.
You're
not
I'm offering you a pitching position. I'm putting in the starting rotation.
Okay, now.
I'll hit the bullpen then.
Now it's time for
Toppa Plays of the Week. Brought to you by Leader NZ's Lasagna Toppa.
Right, starting off top of plays of the week. Number 3, again, another sensational up the wires from the PGA.
Up the wires.
Almost. Actually, the timing of that.
It's a bit before.
Yeah. Let's listen to it again.
Up the wires.
Oh, no,
right
that's perfect.
That must be milliseconds after.
Yeah. And
Up the wires. Up the wires.
Go, hear it one more time.
Up the wires.
Oh, yes. No, that is good.
It's definitely breathed in first.
Yeah. But it's courteous
wires.
though, because it's late enough that it's not going to distract them.
Yeah.
Also, more impressive than the fact that it's a PGA up the wires is that it's an off-season up the wires. I don't think I've heard that in a good couple of months.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah.
It's almost the start of the build-up to the season, is the build-up to the up the wires. And it was sensational, too, because They're in a full WAS regalia as well. If you watch the video, like full hat, jersey, everything. Number 2 on the Toppa Plays of the Week. This is something we've been doing in the ACC office for a number of years, and it's good to see that it's taken off into flats around New Zealand, and it's the dildo flip coming out of a few flats. You have to check out the social media for this. The sound we can probably listen to, but it doesn't quite give you the same effect. So what we're talking here is dillies that have got the suction cup on them.
Yeah.
And you can flip them, and the idea is you could do a longer and longer distance. Famously, out in the Hauraki office, we share an office with Flavour, and the distance between the Hauraki area and the Flavour sign on the wall is probably about 15 metres.
Yep.
And I once stood up at my desk, heffed it across the room, and it went, this sound here, would have made this sound here. And I've got the same reaction, actually. As it stuck onto the F of Flavour, and it went
missing that.
And it went missing.
Well, it took a couple of months for it to go missing because it stayed up there for so long because no one could reach it. It was so high up. Similarly, when we did the election winner predictor video with the dillies, and we threw one at the ceiling, and that one stayed there for months, and we had PR or weeks. PR were down here being like, "Who's
HR.
Yeah.
They would have let her down in a ladder and a broom, and they were whacking it.
What a disaster!
Yeah,
it was. But have you tried that? Because you get those Christmas dillies now, don't you? Like it's like mistletoe, so you put them just under over a door. Over a door.
Oh,
So when you stand under the mistletoe, you have to kiss someone. What happens with the dilly?
I think you have to make love, don't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
At least with yourself.
the mistletoe.
Yeah,
the dildo.
Yeah, it's not. You got to pick the right party to put it up.
Yeah,
sort of swingers.
Read the
clubs.
room.
Yeah,
Swingers clubs stuff. Not if there's going to be, just a grandma around and stuff.
It's just family Christmas.
Yeah.
Someone's got the mist dildo.
Yeah.
Okay, the number 1 player of the week, and this is something that came out of the Twilight Bowls that I mentioned on Sky Sport 1. Now, in the middle of Twilight Bowls, is out at Royal Oak. It's on turf. It's surrounded by people just pounding cheap piss, and they have a crowd activation where they get members of the crowd to come out and roll one down, and Barry stepped up to the mark.
So first up, we've got Barry.
Barry's dangerously old, by the way.
Barry's played out of both Rocky Nook Bowling Club.
Oh, and there's the fall.
All right, Barry.
There's down.
Okay, Barry took a fall.
He's okay.
Good, he's okay.
Barry took a fall. The momentum of just trying to release a lawn bowls bowl. Knocked him over.
My favourite comment on social media was that Barry's been bowling for so long, he's assimilated the ball's bias into his own body, and that's why he went stumbling off the side of the camera.
Because he delivered it, and then he failed to move his legs after bowling it, and then just face planted straight down on live TV. And I love the lady doing the activation. Oh, Barry, going through his stats of where he bowls out of, and then he face plants, and then he's okay. He's okay. He's alive.
The comments on that one, go and have a look at that post on Instagram or Facebook. The comments are excellent about Barry.
Well done, Barry. And we've been updated that Barry he's okay, and he's going to be back at Royal Oak this Wednesday, and back on the Wheeze.
Oh, how good.
Yeah.
All right, team, I've got to go.
We're all going. That's it. That is the
You
agenda.
can come. I've got to go to the Elephant Wrestler. No, sure.
Oh, yeah, you got your quiz coming up.
Yeah.
Get onto it.
Yeah.
How can people get to the quiz?
You and me doing an ACC quiz tomorrow
Oh, are we?
for an agency?
Oh, maybe.
think we are.
Maybe we should talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
See you tomorrow for the
Bye.
daily.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.